And we are live. We are alive. That's been the intro for some time now. We're going to keep going with it because we are here now. And we are feeling alive in our presence, in the channeling of our awareness and our energy. We come alive. We come alive in our purpose. So, what do we do if we're in a purpose to serve others, to contribute to the shift in the collective consciousness taking place? What do we do if we've heard the call to be a light worker during this time of ascension, but we are in the circumstances and belief that we need to make a living, a financial living? This is a sticky place to be, and I can speak to it from experience because I know I'm not the only one here that knows that I'm here for something bigger than myself, bigger than this character, egoic self. I'm here to serve. And I know many of you have heard this call as well. But then there's the real world situation of needing to make money. Isn't this the case? Don't we need money to survive in this day and age? So, how do we go about this? How do we go about being true to our purpose and still having everything that we need? Should light workers charge for their service? Now, before I dive in, know that this is just my perspective. The insight, the take, the approach that I feel resonant to share a little bit about, but truer than anything I can say, and this is exactly where we're going with this, truer than anything I can tell you, the truest thing I can tell you is that it's on you to find within yourself the perspective that is in alignment with you, the perspective that is in alignment with your highest expression of self, with your truth. See, nobody here can or should be telling you. If you're in the belief that someone else can sway your perspective, my first piece of guidance for you is take back your power and know that you get to choose. You get to choose what you believe. You get to choose the perspective that you adopt. And so, number one is coming into the perspective that feels in the highest alignment with you. And there's your answer. Should light workers charge for their service? There's no right or wrong way of playing this. The truest thing we can say to there being a right way is the way that feels in alignment with your highest expression of self. This is something for you to feel into, for you to discover within yourself. And more I'm starting to realize that tuning into our own personal truth is most effectively done when we take our focus away from that which we perceive of being outside of ourselves. Now, equally as true is it's important that we are attentive to what our reality is showing us, because the world is a mirror that is bringing to your awareness many lessons to integrate. The reality that you're creating is revealing to you what is being held within your field. And as you look upon your reality, you can discover more and more of who and what you are. But what I mean by don't be attentive to your reality whilst still being sovereign in your truth. Taking in everything that you're receiving, taking in what it is you're experiencing objectively, and not blindly believing something that you've heard. Use discernment, folks. You're a sovereign being, and it's within your domain to choose what you believe. It's within your domain to live from the set of core values and beliefs that is in alignment with you. And as it pertains to this question, Lightworkers, those of you that are in service to a higher purpose, that are here to serve in this collective ascension process that we've undertaken, I encourage you to charge if it's in alignment for you. And if it's not, then don't. That's it. That's the answer right there. Tuning into your own personal truth. Now, there is something to be said here about something I've been called into, the approach that is starting to feel resonant with my highest expression of self. And I want to offer you this because I also sense that there's many that are moving into this as well. So again, this is not the right way of playing it, but I do want to offer you some insight into the approach that's starting to feel right to me, in the chance that I'm the mirror that's here to show to you a higher way of being as it pertains to the way we serve and the experience of abundance that we create for ourselves. Because you deserve to be abundant. You do deserve to be abundant. Let me say that again. You deserve to be abundant. And at the same time, you're here to give something that goes beyond what you get out of it in return. Because in oneness, to give is to receive. So when I say what you get out of it in return, I mean the tangible stuff. But know that in the giving of your greatest gifts, you reap the greatest reward there is to give, one that goes beyond words, a sense of fulfillment, joy, aliveness that can only be endured on the path of your highest purpose. We come alive in our purpose. The grandest sense of fulfillment is on the path of our purpose. Our greatest experience is actualized in the giving of our unique, authentic gifts. Give this freely. Give this freely with no expectation of what will come out of it. Trust that you'll be taken care of. Trust and know that you are abundant. You're infinitely abundant. Know that you'll always have your needs accounted for. Know that your highest, your truest, your greatest experience is one of giving your gift freely and unconditionally. And that's where I wanted to go with this. I have been called to, I have felt the inner calling here to begin to give, to provide the service that I do without condition. Still, I notice a little bit of resistance the old way popping up a little bit in saying this. But more and more, I'm starting to realize that in my highest truth, I'm not asking for anything in return because in my highest truth, I know myself to be infinitely abundant. You experience that which you believe to be true. If you believe yourself to be of abundance, abundance itself, your reality will take the form, bring to you the evidence of just this. What belief are you holding within your field? How are you feeling? Do you feel abundant? The feeling of abundance is fundamental to the experience of it because abundance is a frequency like everything else. So I say again, you deserve abundance in all of its forms. Financially, abundance of love, abundance of health, abundance of wealth. If this is the experience you wish to create for yourself, of fundamental importance is that you attune to the frequency feeling of abundance. And in abundance, we aren't fighting, trying to get something in return because you already are that. Consider that for a moment. If you were in the belief that you were already abundant, you had everything that you need, would you be pushing for, fighting for something of the taking? Would you be struggling with your reality to create or make something happen? No, because you would already reside in the experience of abundance. There's nothing you need to make happen from that point. You're already there. Can you know yourself to already be there? Reside in the knowing that you are abundant and that you are free. Act from this place and realize that the actions that you will take in this space will be one of unconditional giving. Because when we know ourselves to be infinitely abundant, the only question that can remain is, what do I have to give? Feel so full that the only question of interest is, what do I have to give? You're not trying to get at that point because you already have everything that you need. And this is the approach that this aligns with the approach that I've been called to move into as it pertains to offering my service, offering my guidance as a light worker, as a leader of this ascension process, as a teacher, which I believe and see in all of you. Give without expectation of what you're receiving in return. Because in your highest experience of abundance, that's likely what you'd do. I say again, I can't tell you if there's a right or wrong way. I can't tell you there is a right or wrong way. Because the closest thing to right is what feels right for you. But I will say that it's starting to make sense to me that the individual that is unconditional in their giving, that resides from fullness. Now, you can't trick yourself. You can't do this from a place of scarcity and pretend that you're feeling full. There's something to be said about the fake it till you make it thing. I do encourage you to act in alignment with the beliefs act from the place that you would if you were rooted in that belief, if you're rooted in that feeling that you wish to be in. So act as if you feel this way, because that action will support you in feeling that way. But if that's as far as it goes, you acting from this place but not feeling and residing in this sort of vibration, then that's not going to manifest into anything that you wish for either, because it's the energy that projects into the reality. So know that it starts with feeling. The secret is feeling. Where's my Neville Goddard fans? I'm starting to love that guy. Neville Goddard. Look him up if you haven't heard of him. The secret is feeling. Feel first, feel full. Think from, act from the place that reflects the experience that you wish to be in. And as someone, as the one, infinite creator, infinite being, that is of infinite abundance, you aren't giving in order to get. You make the giving and receiving one of the same thing. The giving of your gift, of your authentic self, service to your highest purpose becomes the greatest thing for you. So should light workers charge for their money? Charge for their service? If it feels right, if it feels true, but not because one is trying to become abundant, but because that's the truest thing for you to do. And if giving without expectation in return, giving your greatest gift without expectation for getting in return, giving because you already are that, and you're just enjoying this moment, serving your highest. Watch yourself come alive with abundance. And so I say again, the approach that I'm being called into here is to give without condition and staying open to receive. That's another thing I should mention. Being open to receiving is equally important because the flow of abundance entails a giving and receiving, but it's not expecting. It's not being attached to. You stay open to receiving in return, and that's how I'm going about this. I'm going to give freely, serve as powerfully as I can on such a level that I know I will be taken and accounted for. I know I'm okay. I know I'll be safe. I know I already am. I know myself to be abundant. And I stay open to receiving that abundance in the myriad of forms that abundance comes in. I don't close myself off. I don't cut myself off. I don't feel a lack of deservingness and worthiness. I know myself to be deserving and worthy of this. But I'm not coming from a place of fearing that there's not enough. No longer do we come from a place of scarcity. We can all be abundant. There's enough for us all. Feel that. Feel that from your heart. Feel that in your heart and enjoy this moment of being your highest purpose. What do y'all think? What do you think, Lightworkers? Family, it's an honor to be in this moment with you as we ascend together in oneness. Till next time, keep ascending.